This story begins where the last one ends.
Do you feel bad that you're collecting under false pretenses? If you're legitimate, why are you running away?
With a woman called Dee hightailing it when we confronted her in November with the evidence we'd uncovered that the Rosalie House shelter for women and children she was collecting money for outside a San Jose Target store every day for years was bogus.
She kept all the money for herself.
That woman, who doesn't want to be identified, says she knows Dee, Doreen Tomlinson, and her partner, Willie McMillan, whose name was on the easy-to-get San Jose business license for Rosalie House.
He was really in a panic mode.
She says our story shut them down during the lucrative holidays.
Hope and Help for Love.
As soon as Rosalie House shut down, Hope and Help sprung up.
No comment.
Last November, Hope and Help applied to the IRS not for a charity tax exemption, but for an employee ID number. 3 weeks later, they also got this San Jose business license with Jamal Akins' name on it.
I am the CEO.
The sign says it's for homeless women and children, but Akins admitted that for now,
This will be helping me get a room, pay for me a room, have one of the motels.
and anyone who works for him, he says, gets to keep 50% of what they collect to pay for a motel room.
Who gets the other 50%?
Oh, we put it into the organization,
And where's the organization?
I mean, this is the organization.
They just changed the names, but the game is the same.
In 1995, KTVU produced a special featuring our reporters. It was hosted by Bob McKenzie. And in it, Rita talked about how covering some stories had affected her personally.
I think once you become a parent, you bring a different level to reporting, especially if it's a story about children. One was that affected me so deeply was a little boy, Michael Nguyen, who was murdered in Golden Gate Park. His accused murderer still has not gone to trial. But I went to that little boy's funeral. The little boy had a Buddhist funeral, and I'd never been to one. And at the cemetery, they buried with him all of his personal things. And there was a McDonald's Happy Meal that was just like my son eats. There were his clothes that the mother folded and put in the grave next to her child. And there was a t-shirt and a pair of pants that my son had. And his toys, and they were the same toys. And you couldn't help but think that that could be your child. And I actually walked away in sobs from the funeral, and a reporter from another station came over and tried to console me because it affected me so deeply. I think that the humanity, you have to have that in reporting, and you have to be able to feel in some way what people are feeling that you're covering.
Fortunately for reporters' mental health, there are happy stories too. Rita Williams and her photographer stayed on at Alpine Meadows when other TV crews gave up and went home, 5 days after an avalanche buried a young skier named Anna Conrad. Search crews were also giving up hope.
I guess I'll never forget the owner of Alpine Meadows running out and with his German accent saying, Anna, Anna, she's alive. They found her, she's alive.
Must have the helicopter flying in to bring her out along with a doctor to take care of her, and so there is hope, there is hope.
I remember walking in that emergency room and my knees literally were shaking. And I asked her questions and felt like I was almost talking to someone who was superhuman.
We hear that you were real close to being found yesterday. Can you tell us something about that?
Well, I guess it was Friday. They heard they were coming through and they yelled my name and I answered them, but either they didn't hear me or they couldn't get through because of the problems with the avalanche. That's the only other time that was close. It was kind of frustrating when they left after they talked to me and stuff, but understandable. As long as they got through, I was happy.
Before we go, I'd like to say a couple of words about Rita. It has been a real honor and a real pleasure to work with her over the years. Rita is without a doubt one of the best reporters in the country, just a phenomenal reporter and also a great person. But more importantly, I think she also got into this business for all the right reasons, because she really cares, because she wants to tell people's stories. And I really admire that, and I have admired her work over the years. And I can tell you, just from a personal standpoint, we here at Channel 2 are really going to miss her. She's going to leave some big shoes to fill. Is it weird to think that this is it? That you know?
It hasn't hit me, obviously. I'm still here. You guys are still loving and family, and now you really are going to make me cry. And I've always said I don't cry. This is a Yellow Rose of Texas here. Thank you very much.
Well, we are so going to miss you.
You know how I love all of you out here.
Such a great job.
Thank you.
We're so proud of you. You've done such a great job for so many years. You set a high bar, and we're just so proud to call you our colleague. And we wish you all the best with millions of other people around the Bay Area.
Thank you, and don't cry, Julie, because you're making me cry.
Both of you.
This is tough. Thank you, Billy.
Hey, I'm crying.
I need my tissue. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you.
We're going to miss
thank
you.
all of you. Thank the station. It's set a high mark here, and I'm going to be calling you all if you don't live up to the expectations.
I hope so.
I'll be watching. Okay.
Thanks, Rita.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud.
And thanks to all of you for trusting KTVU Channel 2 News. We will see you the next time news breaks.
The morning news begins at 4:30 a.m. and they'll, of course, have the latest from Santa Cruz and all of your overnight developments as well. And we're always here for you, KTVU.com and mobile KTVU.
Thank you. You guys are just going to make it work.